Heating up.
Soft too.
Very soft.
Very soft.
Very soft. Very soft.
At the end of the day.
Butter. Cheese. Pepperoni. And turkey.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this one. This one does. Do it.
First big post hole.
The other leg went into.
This photo's going to start going.
There's a thunderstorm rolling in. We're over 11,000 feet. Setting up tents because the storm's coming and we're gonna get dry. We ditched the tents. We decided after 30 minutes and no rain that we're gonna keep going. So this morning we couldn't get a ride out till 8, and then till we got a ride up it was after 9, and we didn't hit the trail until 9:30. And that 2.5 miles up, it was really tough. It was super slushy. We got a late start, but that wasn't our fault. We just couldn't get a ride sooner. And now I think we've done a little over 5 trail miles, and it's 4 o'clock. So we barely have moved today. It's super slushy. So I guess we're just gonna try to get to Chicken Lake, which will be 7 miles. And it's slow going with the slush. It's really heating up fast. Look at all the snow. Camping at Chicken Lake tonight. I think we're over 11,000 feet. And we're walking to the lake to get water.
We are at Chicken Lake, and Katie is being a gem, guiding MJ and me water, using her Scandinavia skills, going onto the lake.
I hope it's good. I'm happy you wouldn't. Katie getting water from the water hole.
Who's ready to go? Woo! Yeah!
What are they doing right now?
Bookworm was trying to fix my bear can, and it fell off my pack.
And it rolled all the way down.
And you broke your trekking pole. Yo, and I fell
So
on this too.
the boys are going down the steep hill to go get Katie's bear can that rolled down. We just watched it. It was just like, didn't. And we're just like,
8 days of food in there.
there's like, well, 7 days of food now, but
Probably 8 for me.
yeah.
I have to stab myself with a crampon.
Yeah, I tripped today about 30 minutes ago, and I broke my trekking pole in half. So that's eventful. And yeah, we don't know where MJ is. Oh, they got it. MJ's ahead of us, but we're not really sure where she is right now. But they got the bear can, so that's good.
Why don't you go hiking with her? She's the mayhem. It's a long way down.
What if I...
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's fun.
I wasn't ready.
She
Like
wasn't
jumping into a
ready.
cold pool.
Oh, geez. Here comes the flow.
Yeah, no kidding. Wait.
You're good. Don't worry.
Oh, you made that look easy.
Yeah. Yeah, every Christmas you get a real time period.
So MJ fell in the first creek ford. It was fine. Lizzy and Falls were there to catch her. I think she just psyched herself out because we were crossing a log and her trekking pole slipped when she was trying to walk across it and she kind of just went in the water. Luckily it wasn't anything too deep, but it just like proves to you like how dangerous it is out here, and everyone has to be in the same mindset. So she and Falls went upstream to cross at a better point for her. She's like 60, so I think this is a little out of her element, but she's doing it, and that's awesome. And then Bookworm went upstream on the other side to be there for her. And Lizzy and I are walking to the Rock Creek campground area, and we're gonna meet everyone there, but we're gonna get everyone there, take her shoes and socks off to dry. MJ's probably gonna have to change her clothes because she got wet, so I know she's pretty bummed about it, but we're gonna try to do our best to encourage her and make sure this doesn't deter her from wanting to do any more this year. So it happens, you just have to roll the punches. It's serious out here, so. But all of us made it across, and we're gonna have lunch now. Going up this morning. Luckily, there's no snow yet. Good morning, everyone. I apologize if I'm huffing and puffing. We are climbing up out of our campsite. We ended up camping where we stopped for lunch yesterday, which was around 12:45, which is pretty early, but we still did, I think, 7.5 hours of hiking. It was just a good place to stop. People were wet from the creek crossing, and we are only 8 miles from the ranger station at the base of Mount Whitney, so it was a good place to stop, let people dry out, rest their legs. Today is mostly up. Whew. 8 miles to the base of Whitney, and then tomorrow we'll wake up at probably 2 a.m., start hiking by 3 a.m. so that we can do Whitney, because it's a 16-mile round trip hike, 8 miles to the top, 8 miles back, so it's gonna take all day. Whew. This is brutal. The hardest part for me, honestly, has been the change in altitude. I've never been above 10,000 before this hike. The weight isn't terrible. I'm a little nervous for Whitney tomorrow because it goes up to 14,505 feet. But I'm gonna take it easy, take lots of breaks, and drink water. Alright, it is 9:15 and we are less than a mile from the ranger station at the base of Whitney. So that was supposed to be an 8-mile walk today, but with all the snow, you basically cut through all the switchbacks, so you would cut off a ton of mileage. My GPS says we've gone just over 4, so really we haven't actually walked 8 miles. And since it's so early, we're gonna talk to the ranger and see if maybe we can go a little bit beyond the ranger station, which normally you can't, but hoping we can get a special permit, because if not, we have all day to relax because it's 16 miles tomorrow, and we're obviously not gonna start that when we get there. So I guess we'll wait and see. Mount Whitney. And we're going down there. Going down really far. I don't know why. That looks scary.
I vote we take our packs just for the simple reason that if there is
There's
good
the
camping, buy it.
sign.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, it's not
It is 12 p.m. and this is our campsite for the night. We're doing Whitney tomorrow.
Oh, you stopped too early.
Drying out my feet because we had a few water crossings today and they are freezing. Drying everything out so it's not cold tomorrow morning. It is 6:15 p.m. We are going to bed. We are waking up at 2 a.m. and starting our summit to Whitney at 3 a.m. So we talked to the ranger. It's very doable with crampons and an ice axe, and the mountain's on full-on winter conditions. But I'm pretty confident that we can do it. There's been quite a few groups that have successfully summited, so tomorrow's Whitney Day.
We're probably going.
We made it to Mount Whitney summit. I am exhausted. This is where we came from. You can see the switchback that we took all the way up, and then we kind of just came straight up this because there's no switchback because of the snow. So we're going back down that way. Back down, all the way down there. Car Lake. There's Whitney. We came up from a ridge all the way. You can see where there was an avalanche probably a few weeks ago. I would assume after the snowfall that happened. Luckily, we're good. More avalanche aftermath that we walked through this morning, but you couldn't see it. Obviously, it was a pretty big one. Glad we're not. Good morning, everyone. Today we are walking to the Forster Approach Trail so that we can get up really early tomorrow and do Forster. Feeling pretty tired today. I'm so tired. Whitney was terrifying and amazing, so I'm really glad I did it, but the conditions were really sketchy. I'm really glad I had crampons and an ice axe. It took us 12 hours round trip, and all of us got a little bit of sun because it was a very bright day. Sorry, I'm going uphill. Pretty exhausted when we got to camp. There was a huge group that rolled in So it ended up being like tent city. So we wanted to go to bed at like 5, 6 p.m. But everyone was just up talking about Whitney the next day and asking us questions. And then in the middle of the night when they all got up, they weren't really quiet. So I'm just really tired. And our legs hurt. And we have like 12 some miles today. I think we're down to like 10 now, but I'm worn out. I'm ready for a 0. The snow is tiring and exhausting, but I also love it up here. It's so beautiful, so quiet. I mean, this is probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever hiked, so I really can't complain. It's gorgeous. This is pretty much what we do on a daily basis. Cut through all the switchbacks because there are none, and we go straight down. So glad I have crampons. There's my awesome crew. So blessed to be with this group. I feel super safe, and the guys are awesome, and can't get better than this. So there's 2 little people down there. Boop, that's where we came. Do, 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 do. And now we're going.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, how did I do that?
Alright, let's do this. I'm scared.
Oh, have you had any?
Please keep going, you're making me nervous.
You're gonna be waiting there a long time, hon.
It's like pine grass.
Thanks, bookworm. Bullfrog Lake. Going to town.